test fit, kind of see what's going on, and I hope y'all enjoy it. They're not brand new, but it's all new to me. You know, everything buying used, spend money where you need to, so stick with me, and it should be a pretty fun weekend, and then we can see. Oh my gosh, I'll put it in the video, but man, this vehicle was huge. It was humongous. I'm going to show y'all how to do this, okay? In case you didn't give it away in the title, I got me some 37 by 13.5 17s. But I'm not going to show you what wheels we're putting them on yet, but we're going to mount them by hand, seat the bead by hand, and then we're going to have to take it to an off-road shop to actually balance them, because I do use my truck on the highway. Now, I probably won't be towing anything too heavy, like I'm not going to tow my enclosed trailer with these, but they're definitely rated for it. They're E-rated, but oh my gosh, these things are humongous. I mean, they're probably pretty heavy too, and I am going to feel it with fuel economy, but who really cares about that when we're trying to have some fun? I'm not getting rid of my 35s because I do like the load rating on these wheels, but man, the truck is going to sit so high. I don't think y'all understand. They say 37s by 13.5, but even the gentleman that I picked them up from, he's a really cool guy. Even he was saying that they actually sit like 38s. So we'll see how much we rub, because I guarantee you we're probably going to rub, because of the back spacing on the wheels is like positive 20 or something, or negative 20. But man, I'm so excited to show y'all and feel what these feel like on a truck, because putting the lift and everything, if the truck feels good, it feels really, really, really comfortable daily driving. But these should take up some of those small bumps at the expense of fuel economy. All right, guys, so next day, I got the wheels ready to be mounted. I got the tires in the bed, as you can see behind me. And I have to go run a load real quick. I'll take y'all along, kind of show y'all what we're going to do. A little bit unconventional for what I usually haul, but it's still a priority shipment, so we're going to take care of that. So speaking of tires, we got an interesting one today. Pre-tripping the flatbed real quick. A little bit loud, a little bit windy, kind of warm outside, but we're going to have a good day. We'll see what order I put this video in, but it should be really, really fun. Broke out the chains and binders. Stuff's really heavy, so as long as it's strapped down good, it shouldn't be going anywhere. Company does not own the step deck, but we're hauling something a little weird today, so I'll take y'all along for that, and then maybe I'll post up the phone so we can get a pretty good little video. But I love step decks. That's the goal. Eventually I'd like to get a hydraulic step deck, hydraulic dovetail step deck, so we can use that to load all the vehicles on. Alright, so we're in the semi truck now. Already went to the gym, got some stuff to actually mount the wheels. So Harbor Freight sells, yes, Harbor Freight sells some wheel tire irons, is what they're called. And if you have low profile tires, I would not recommend you putting them on yourself, because you don't want to rip your bead. But if you have like off-road tires, they're like 22.5s, like on semi trucks, you can do it. Because I've seen a guy here in DFW, he has a tire truck, and it's gonna be a little story time, but he's personally fixed my off-road wheels for a forklift that I used to use to unload myself with another company. And my truck tires, he's personally done this, and he's missing half of his arm, like elbow back. He has maybe a couple of inches, and he can bust the tire out, swap it in like 15 minutes. So if he can do it, I know he's probably been doing it for a while. you could probably do it too. Save yourself some time, because when it comes to semi-truck tires and off-road wheels, if you're only using them for off-road, you don't really need to get them balanced. Then you know, it makes sense to have them balanced so you don't ruin your hubs. But we're gonna go ahead and get on the road and get this fucking, I don't know, it's like a weird trailer. It's like a airport trailer. And then after that, we're gonna mount the tires up ourselves, seat the beads, and then go get them balanced, put them on, and then we'll do a showcase.
Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing around my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the end, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. Hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies lay on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw
So if y'all didn't hear me, I was just explaining basically in that last part of the video what I do with the slack whenever you're using chains and binders. With something like this, like a trailer, you can use straps, but the chains just kind of keep everything a lot more snug than a strap would, especially whenever you actually have something to hook on and kind of keep tension. But that's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and go offload, and then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the video. And some big meat Larry Hoovers. Alright, so some people after my previous video would be asking why I want to change up my wheel and tire setup, because these are in really good shape, like really good shape. They still have a lot of life left, and they are rated at about 4,000 pounds a tire, and I can air them all the way up to 80 psi. There you go, that's the tire size that I have here. It doesn't say 35, but if you do the math or measure it, it measures about up to a 35, and they're also mud and snow rated. Made in Japan, Yokohama. I would not hesitate to buy another set. The biggest thing is that I want to kind of see what my suspension could be like and how the truck would ride and feel with 37s on. So I actually have, I know I've been talking about wheels. Let me turn you all around. These, they're like 11 inches wide, are Vision 403 Tacticals. And I was trying to sell them for a long time. They're dirty. I'm going to wash them up, get them lubed up, and then mount them to the wheels, and I'm just going to go take it to a tire shop to balance them. But I was trying to sell them because I don't really like the offset. As you can see right Right there, negative 25 offset. So that's the offset, and I don't really like that because it's going to poke out a lot, a little bit more than mine already do. But I figured, why the hell not? I found these. I was going to swap over, but once I started like towing more with my current setup, and that's what we're going to be doing all year, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and keep mine, try to find a fifth wheel. And the other thing is that a 37-inch wheel doesn't fit in your factory replacement, but a 35 does. That's a factory wheel. Those are what the truck came on. They were 35 by 12.5s. But I'm looking to kind of, you know, just test 37s just to see how it feels and rides. All right, so there is the side-by-side. You can't really tell because these are aired up. The ones on the left, they're aired up. And they're a lot more of just an all-terrain only, even though you can take them off in the mud, and I have, and they actually do pretty good. But these are more of they're called Xterra Grappler or something like that. Exo Grappler, there you go. And so they're a lot more for like deeper ruts and snow. I believe they're snow tires officially. That's what Nitto wanted them to be. But they're Nitto Exo Grapplers. These, with the aspect ratio and everything, they sit to be about 11 inches wide instead of like a full 12.5. Whereas this one over here is a full 13.5. And you can see the height difference. Now this one on the left is a 35. The one on the right's a 37, but as you see, it's closer to like a 3-inch difference. Now this one doesn't have a wheel and it's not aired up or anything.
Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden. Honestly, you know it. Under the street light at the end, so I could show you. You're golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden.
Alright, so a second ago you saw me doing one tire, just like that. Now they're all ready for air. That's all you need. A couple of these, just tire irons, some WD-40. This works really good, especially if you don't want to scuff up your wheel. Alright, so the sun's going down, typical trucker fashion. I want to wrap up the video, and oh my gosh. I mean, I had 35s on before, but these 37s, they basically look like the 38s. And I'm going to show y'all kind of the mobility I have going lock to lock with the new RAM system. But geez, I cannot believe what a difference it made. But I think the biggest thing is the fact that they're not aired down. I have them at 50. They're rated for 65 psi. They have maybe 68 or 70% capacity. The other ones, And they're, yeah, I think about 75 because they're rated to 31.95. And my other tires were rated for 4,000 even, 4,080 pounds, but you know, but same ply rating, 10 ply, E, LT, except these are more for, I guess, mud and snow, and they're still 3 peak rated, as you see right there. But I'm going to show y'all here in a second, but I just want to say, oh my gosh, even with my airbags underneath the bed aired up to about 15 psi, it still has some rake in it. But I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all the end result. Mind you, it just rained, so it's a little dirty, but man, 37s on 17s make them look so meaty. Like, I'm gonna have to go to Arby's, because I'm telling you, we got the freaking meats, man. Like, check that out. These are Nitto XO grapplers, 37 by 13.5 17s with a -22 offset. As you can tell, they are sticking I want to say maybe 5 inches outside of my bumper. I mean, but it's legal, right? If you know, they're still protected. But man, let me tell you, it just makes the truck look mean. And it really does complete the look. I started working on this truck, the suspension, and updating everything over the last 2 years. But I'm about to hop in and see how it affects everything with the RAM system. I feel like it's not really going to be that big of a deal, because between the brand new steering box and the RAM assist, I mean, driving around, just, you know, loaded up, unloaded, it's been like buttery smooth left and right after I did the bleeding procedure. And you can go back to my older video and you'll see kind of the process that I had to go through putting everything in. But everything's sticking good. Nothing's been leaking. Everything's nice and solid. And I aired them down to about 50 just because I wanted it to be comfortable. And according to CJC Off-Road, who also helped me a lot with this build, they say running around 45-50 in the front is what you want to do. I have a long bed, and I also have this aftermarket bumper. I'm not sure the brand. I just keep saying King Ranch, or what do you call it? Yeah, King Ranch. But this is not a King Ranch. I wanted something to sit a little higher. The King Ranches, they tend to sit a little lower, because whenever I do take this thing off-road, I still want general, like having a lot of clearance. But there's still spots for tow hooks. I just don't have tow hooks. I never had tow hooks on this truck since I bought it. Excuse my trash. But it's a long bed, so I have the rears aired up. The rears aired up to 48. But man, let me tell you, let's look at that rear end. Oh, and you got the sun view right there and everything. There's a thumbnail right there. You can see the old tires kind of sticking out the back. And these are good wheels. I will highly recommend these wheels. I just didn't want to run 37s on these 20s. Like I said, I'm more than likely going to swap back to these whenever I'm towing heavy. But these have been phenomenal wheels. They are Geolanders, all-terrains. And I can go lock to lock, and they don't rub because I clearanced. I want you to share this video with as many Ram owners as you can, because people still don't believe that you don't have to lift your truck to clear 35s. This truck originally came to me rubbing the shit out of this fender right here. And as you see, try to get a better view, my wife and I, we clearanced it right there. Just cut it a little bit. You don't have to take your wheels off. I wouldn't recommend it. I just turn the wheel to the left, with clearance right there. Did all that right there. You can tell that's big time. Now, whenever I get longer control arms, which is the next step, because I did this in steps, I wanted to start with the shocks and the 3-inch lift. And absolutely, that torsion sway bar made the hugest difference. If you do nothing else, a little bit of grease. If you do nothing else, do the track bar and the torsion sway bar. And even that with your cheap spacer lift and your cheap Fox shocks, because yes, they're cheap. All the ones that I've seen on these trucks, they're always leaking, and they're not as rebuildable unless you want to spend a bunch of money. At that point, you might as well just make the upgrade to some Kings or some Carli brand ones. But the last kind of thing that I want it to do is get some guards for the shocks, longer control arms, because that will push this wheel another, I think it's like 1.5 inches. At the end of the day, it's just a work truck. We tow with it. Now you could tow on these, but because I have a 342 rear end, I wouldn't want to tow as heavy as I usually do with 37s. I'd probably be fine with the dump trailer, like I've seen with the drift video, but the offset, I know that it's gonna eat up the hub if I'm loading them down a whole lot. Brand new front hubs. That's also what I did whenever I did the track bar and the steering linkage and the ball joints. I did all at once. They just let this truck go to absolute shit. But ever since I did that, and I've done the suspension and the shocks, basically gave everything a nice refresher. It's been really good to me. I'm used to getting into real trucks, so yes, that light's still on from the steering box install, but let's see how it does. Oh wow, see, not even a big deal. The truck's laughing at me like, did you really expect any different? Oh, you hear it squeaking though. But let's go see it. It's turned all the way to the left. Let's go see how it looks. Go down this window because I'm paranoid. So it'll clear if I had those longer control arms, because that's basically all the way locked. Yeah, that's basically all the way locked. It popped out a little. Oh, I have to screw that back into place, but it's good on this side for the most part. Nothing on that side because that torsion sway bar is already made to run bigger tires. So that's all the way to the left. Let's turn it the other way. So this is locked all the way to the right. And yeah, see, it taps there too. That's locked though. So the reason why that is because of the offset of the wheels, not the size of the wheels. That's why they say to run a positive 20 offset instead of a negative 20 offset. So the biggest thing is, if you're going to run a setup like this, just look out whenever you're going lock to lock, because if you don't have, oh, there we go. Now I have to yell. If you don't have control arms that are extended, which is why I want to get them, then you're going to rub at that point unless you like hack off a whole lot. But if you just get correctly off space wheels, you don't really have to worry about it. Go throw away some trash real quick. Ooh. So yes, no lock to lock. It started eating into that right there. Let's see how far we got before it started buckling. Like I said, this was really just a trial. Yeah, I just started eating away right there, so everything else is fine. I just can't go all the way locked. Wheels are still good. That's about as far as I can go. Which, I don't know, I guess some guys, they just Some guys, I guess they just don't care about that kind of thing. But the moment that I start rubbing, I stop, because I don't like the way it feels on my truck. I don't like it tearing up the truck. So you're able to run big wheels. It's the offset. That's what it is. It's the offset that's going to screw you. -20 offset, you will rub unless you do a lot more hacking, or you get longer control arms. Now, if these were appropriately offset wheels, like a +20 or anything in that range, positive range, maybe even a -10. Yes, you can fit 37s with a 3-inch Carli lift. So there you have it. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Sorry if it's kind of choppy. I'm a working man. I still work 60, 70 hours a week. It's not an excuse. I'm just informing you of why the video is chopped up so much. Little bumps, little bump compliance. They're aired down to 50. I didn't feel any bumps. You usually would. Most 3-inch lifts that use a block spacer, you feel everything in the road. With a Carli kit, you absorb most of that, and then however high you have your PSI set to in your tires, that's going to take care of the rest. But just that little drive, I would have been bumping around everywhere, and it really wasn't that bad. Now, mind you, I have airbags, and they're aired up to like 15 PSI because I have fuel in the aux tank. But even those, they don't really cause a whole lot of bucking. Rambling on. I will see y'all in the next one. And we actually have a repair to make on the dump trailer, because I think we hit a nail or something going through some construction site. But yeah, I'll show y'all how to patch a tire. 14 ply wheels. Usually if something gets embedded in them, they don't just go flat. That's the other thing. And if they do go flat, the sidewall can hold you up pretty good. But we'll get to that later. Y'all stay blessed.
You always solve problems, and you just never solve them, 'cause you always in drama. It's alarming.